we are going to create this fun pumpkin project using the lines that Larry the Lion has taught us. We're also going to incorporate some watercolor using our warm colors and our cool colors for the background. So let's get started. We're going to start with some white paper. We need our watercolors, paintbrush, water, and our oil pastel. We're going to start by drawing our pumpkin. So we're going to start in the middle of our page, and we're going to draw kind of a tall, skinny oval. So let's go ahead and start and make a tall, skinny oval. All right, and then we're going to come out to this side, and we're going to start at the top of that oval, and we're going to draw a backwards C shape that kind of goes to the bottom of it. And then let's go over here to the top again and draw one more backwards C shape that kind of ends at the bottom, about right there. All right, let's go to the other side. Start at the top. We're going to make a C shape, not a backward C, a regular C. So we're going to come up and go down and back into the oval. All right, let's go top again and do one more C shape. Up, out, 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 and back in. Perfect. All right, let's add our stem. And what the stem is, just an upside down triangle. All right, we're going to add our ground line. So we know when we add our ground line that we draw a line until we get to our art. Then we stop, go imaginary line across, and then finish our line. So I'm going to start over here at the very edge, draw my line until I get to the pumpkin, and then stop, draw my imaginary line across, get to my pumpkin, and then draw the rest of the line. All right, we're going to decorate our pumpkin and our ground and our sky with some lines that Larry the Lion has taught us. He's taught us several lines. I'm going to choose some and draw them. You do not have to choose the same that but I'm going to start down here and I'm going to use that wavy line. And then I think I'll do our our squiggly line or our loop-de-loop line. I'm going to go all the way across. Then I think I'll do that zigzag line. Now when we get to our pumpkin, we have to stop till we get to the other side. All right, I'm going to go up to the sky up here, and on this one I made the spiral line, and I really like the way that looks. So I'm going to go around in my sky and add just a few spirals, all different sizes, some little ones, some big ones, medium-sized ones, all in my sky. All right. Decorate our pumpkin using some lines, and you can see what I did on here. I've done some zigzag and some striped lines, and then I did some lines going one way, ones going the other, which makes a checkerboard. Then I did some more squiggly lines. So you can do whatever lines you want, but I'm just going to start choosing some, and I'm also going to add polka dots. I know it's not really a line, but it's a fun way to decorate. So I'm going to add some polka dots here. I'm going to color them in with my oil pastel. And then I'm going to come here and I'm going to add just some stripes. Okay, so when you put lines right next to each other, it makes stripes. And then I'm going to do some wavy lines. All right, I'm going to come over here and do some loop-de-loop lines or squiggly lines. All right, one more spot. So I'm thinking maybe we do some more stripes. But then if we draw lines going the other way too, go through those lines it makes a checkerboard, which is a fun line. All right, we have made our pumpkin. We have designed it with all of our lines that Larry the Line has done. Now the next step is to paint. We've got our drawing ready. Today we're going to use watercolor paints and we are going to paint our pumpkin. And what we're going to do is we're going to paint our pumpkin using warm colors. And we remember that warm colors are red, yellow, and orange. And then we're going to paint our background, that's everything around our pumpkin, using cool colors. And we remember cool colors are our purple, blue, and green. And I did mine like this, but you can make yours however you want. But I'm going to start with the sky. I'm going to make my sky purple because I think that kind of looks like Halloween. You can make yours however you want. Now when you're painting your background, remember we're going to use watercolor paints and we add the water over to our paints. And then you have to stir it up with the tip of your brush, right? We don't push our whole brush into the water. All right, and then we're going to paint. Now when you're painting, you do not have to paint around your lines or your drawings with the oil pastel. You can paint right on top of them. Okay, so paint right on top. All right. Make sure when you rinse your brush too, don't tap your cup. All right, so I'm going to fill up my whole background. You can do your background any color you want, but I'm making my purple. And don't paint around your lines. Just paint right over them. If you paint around them, that's going to take way too long, and you don't really need to. All right, so I'm done with that. What do I need to do with my brush before I switch colors? I need to wash it. So I'm going to wash my brush off, swirl it around, and then we're going to rub that drippy off on the edge. All right, we're going to go to the next spot down here. I want to use some more cool colors. So I've got blue, green, and purple. I'm going to use a green here. So I'm going to put my water in. I'm going to stir it up with the tip of my brush. And then I'm going to paint this line. Go over here. Don't forget the one on the other side. Then I'm going to come down here and skip a spot and do this one. If your brush makes a scratchy sound, we know we need more water. Or if your paint is not spreading very good, it should spread very easily because this is watercolor, and watercolor uses a lot of water. All right, I'm done with the green. I'm going to rinse my brush off, swirl it around, and I'm going to add blue now. So I'm going to add my drippies to the blue, stir it up with the tip of my brush, and then we're going to come up here and add some blue. Add more water if you need it. If you hear a scratchy sound, or if your paint's not spreading very well. All right, one more spot down here. I think I'll do that purple again. So I'm gonna go down here to the purple. If you get paint on the table by accident because you're close to the edge, that's okay. We're gonna clean it up when we're done. Not a big deal. So don't worry about getting close to the edge and getting paint on your paper. Not a big deal at all. Now don't paint the table on purpose. All right, we're done with our cool colors. Now we're going to work on our pumpkin. And we're going to use our warm colors for the pumpkin. We know that our warm colors are red, orange, and yellow. You can paint yours however you want using your red, orange, and yellow. So I'm going to start with orange. I'm going to bring my water over my drippy and stir it up with the tip of my brush. And I'm going to go ahead and start painting orange. And I'm just going to go around and find different oranges that I can paint. You do not have to paint this the same as I am. You can paint yours however you want. And remember, you don't have to paint around your line. You can paint right over it, but you can use that line to separate colors. Just take your time here. You got plenty of time to paint. I don't want to mess it up. Alright, I'm done with that color. I'm going to switch to another color. I'm going to go to yellow now and add some yellow. Add some yellow up here. If your paint gets outside of the line a little bit, that's okay. It'll be just fine. Just do the best you can. Let's see, I'm going to add a little bit more yellow over here. I gotta wash my brush off. I'm going to finish it off with the last warm color, which is red. And I am going to bring my drippy over, stir it up with the tip of my brush, and go ahead and start a red. Last warm color. Alright, finish up any spots you see left over. Go ahead and fill those in. Alright, my pumpkin is done. The very last thing we have left is to paint our stem. And you can paint your stem whatever color you want, really. Usually they're kind of green or they're brown. So I'm going to do mine brown. Let's see. So I'll bring my drippy over, stir my brown up, and I'm just going to put a little bit on that brown. Now we're going to take it to the drying rack, let it dry, and it'll be ready to hang up.